The fact is, if an aircraft was flying and was going to attack a 777, it would know that it was not a military aircraft by the size, the radar signature, and a whole series of other things. So it would have to be a deliberate act, whether it was from the ground or from the air.
But presumably this plane would have been flying pretty high up, though. So, but it's possible, obviously, to pick it up on radar.
Well, the aircraft would have it on radar, and it would be in a position to fly very close to it to establish the identity of the aircraft as well. This is probably flying around 31, 33, 35,000 feet, so some 10 kilometers or just over 6 miles. And that would be visible from the ground, although you wouldn't necessarily know what type of aircraft it was.
Okay, Norman Shanks, aviation expert there and former head of BAA, we thank you very much indeed for joining us, and do keep in mind that we may get back to you later on, possibly during our news hour coming up very shortly. But with me now, of course, is Sarah Cruddas, who is our science and aviation expert. Let's just recap on what we know so far, Sarah, and that is that this airliner, which is a Malaysian plane, flight MH17, has apparently come down in Ukraine near the Russian border. It's being, we can see the pictures there, of course, so that, I suppose, proves ineluctably that something like that has happened. But the quote is coming from Interfax, citing an aviation industry source. What do you make of this?
Well, it is obviously too soon to tell whether it was shot down or not, but the fact is, aeroplanes don't just fall out of the sky. I mean, obviously, from a business point of view, it's not going to be very good news for Malaysian Airlines. But as I said earlier, the 777, the Boeing 777, is one of the world's safest airlines or aircraft. The only other incident, really, apart from with Malaysian Airlines, was a crash at Los Angeles Airport, which was found to be pilot error last year, which killed 2 Chinese passengers on board. So it is an incredibly safe aircraft. As I said earlier as well, the engines are constantly monitored by Rolls-Royce in Derby. One lesson we learned from the last Malaysian Airlines crash was that the black box is on a loop, so every 2 hours it re-records over itself. It would cost more money to have the actual data from what's going on inside the aircraft actually relayed at real time back to Earth. So it's not as easy to find out what's going on. It is going to be a case of obviously waiting until we found the black box, looking at the situation. I mean, it doesn't look like anyone would have survived a crash like that. An aircraft of that size and its destination was Malaysia would have been flying at around 30,000 feet, so it's very high up. It was flying over quite a autonomous region in terms of flights, but you've got to remember that aircraft fly over Afghanistan, they fly over Iraq. There isn't many airspaces on Earth where there are wars going on which aircraft don't fly over at that height. So it is a difficult situation at the moment, but it is a very safe aircraft.
Right, and I'm just going to bring in Johannes Andersen, our correspondent in Ukraine there. And, OK, you